This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Mental health talk and it's called I'm Not Okay. And it's by Lance Hitch featuring myself and Gorilla Zoe. And again, I play it every time we do mental health talk because a lot of times we're going through something. And we can't really tell anybody what we're going through because, number one, a lot of times when people ask what's wrong, they either being nosy or they really don't give a fuck. And especially if they not like your immediate friends or just somebody that actually just like really give a fuck about you. So because people like to use what you're going through against you. And where a therapist would, try to help you and be like, hey, we doing this for your mental health, You say something about your mental health or you voice your opinion about what you're going through and people they fucked up. They're going to do and say things to hurt your feelings. And you're going to be like, what the hell? Like, what did I do? So, it's okay to say you're not okay. And it's okay to protect who you say it to. Let's give a moment of silence for the ones who aren't here today. Coming up on the couch tomorrow, we got Gang Ty June. I'm super excited. Can't wait to have him. I got a post up that if you are a fan of his and you want to ask one question. I'm going to pick 5 questions that are posted, and I'm going to ask them to him tomorrow. And I will add your name, like I'll say, Shorty asked such and such and such. So we'll do it like that. Today is mental health talk, and I do it every month on the couch. Now, if you're used to me going live at 8 Central Time, I do usually go live at 8 Central Time. But there are times where I will announce on my page if I go live early. But you're subscribed and you got my post notifications on, so you always know, right? Oh, no? All you got to do is turn it on, and you'll never miss a couch. Never. So make sure that you turn the post notifications on all my pages. I'm not going live on Facebook for this whole month because, of course, they obviously was mad that I shared something that had to do with people of color missing, and they blocked me for about a month. So that's that. Now, let's jump right into mental health talk. I don't need much of your time. 30 minutes to an hour. We used to do an hour or longer back in the day, but because of my back surgery and because of the pain that I'm in, I can normally laugh. Sometimes I can laugh for an hour, but I try to keep it to at least 30 minutes or 45. Let's get it. Now, mental health talk is very important to talk about, I feel like, because we all go through things. A lot of people are scared to speak on what they're going through, like I said earlier, because of people using what they're going through against them. And it's fucked up, but people are going to be fucked up. When it comes to fighting or arguing, they always want to say there's no rules in fighting. There's no rules in, really, when it comes to arguing, I guess there's no rules either, right? So, growing up, it didn't used to be like that. It used to be rules in there. Like you wasn't supposed to speak on people's parents, kids, you know, people with mental health illnesses or physical disabilities or just disabilities, period. You know, it just didn't even have to be spoken, you know, just was understood, didn't even have to be explained. Certain things, you know, you say when you're ready to actually go to that point of dying or catching a case. Seriously. So, you know, sometimes people, they just don't want to tell you, you know, or, you know, they won't tell anybody. Sometimes you won't know that someone is going through something mentally, physically, or emotionally until either it all comes out or until it's too late. You know, you'll never know that your best friend is going through something with her mental. She probably never told you, but every time she looks in the mirror, she feels ugly. Or your homeboy probably never told you that every time that he gets with a woman, he has different urges that he just doesn't understand. So it doesn't last with him and other women, but he don't know how to tell you. Like, keeping a secret, keeping things in makes you mind fuck yourself. And sometimes mind fucking yourself can be the worst mental health issue that you've ever experienced. Like, you've probably been depressed before, you know, but you probably never experienced depression as strongly as you experience mind fucking yourself. The things we do and say to ourselves are worse than anything that anybody could ever say to us. And sometimes trauma from growing up and, you know, hearing a parent or both parents or who, you know, foster parents, whoever is your caregiver or whoever you looked up to, if you heard them all your life tell you that you aren't shit, you're nothing, you're never going to be anything. No matter how hard you try, nothing is going to come out of anything that you try to do. And then you get older, and either they aren't in your life or they are still. But hearing that every time you wake up, instead of doing an early morning affirmation, your affirmations aren't the same as everybody else's. You can't even speak your affirmations to yourself that you say to yourself out loud because you know that people will look at you crazy. But you're saying it to yourself because you got so used to being called these things growing up that every time you wake up and you look in the mirror, you look at yourself and you say, I'm not shit. I'm nothing. I'll never be anything. No matter what I do in this world, nothing is going to come out of it. And then you go about your day like, hey, how are you guys? Like nothing is going on. And nobody knows the things that you went through as a child. Only you or whoever you finally opened up to about it. But if nobody knows, then they don't know the things that you were told as a child. They don't know the things that you say to yourself. Because a lot of times you don't say it out loud. You say it in your head. And sometimes that's louder than even speaking out loud. We are our own worst enemy sometimes. And sometimes that us becoming our worst enemy came from trauma that we experienced from someone that was supposed to show us love or someone that was close to us. And then now you've inherited those ways. You've picked up those ways of self-doubt. self-sabotage. Because the person that was supposed to be raising you and teaching you to love yourself and being a good person, they were busy putting negative things in your head. And like I said, sometimes mind fucking yourself will be the worst mental health issue that you experience. And guess what? It's how can you tell you to shut up in your head? No, really. Like, a lot of times, sometimes I can't even help but hear myself in my head. And, some people might think that's crazy. But your true thoughts are in there. And when you hear them, sometimes you hear them and you're like, I can't say that out loud. I can't. I won't. You can bully your own self. Because you were bullied as a child by anyone in school or family members, you can become that person. You can become your abuser. You can become your trauma. And as much as we want to say, I don't want to be like my parents, or thank you, I don't want to be like my parents, or I don't want to be like, we can say that all the time, but sometimes we end up becoming exactly what we don't want to be like. We know that our family doing and saying certain things mess with our mental. And even though we don't do it the same as them, or we didn't do it the same as them, somehow that trauma came again and bled off into the parenting. And now we have kids right now, from the things that they seen from their parents, the mental health trauma that they had to deal with, and they're still kids right now. They're dealing with it right now. And no one is teaching them how to deal with it or what they are dealing with. They hear their parents arguing and, you ain't shit. Fuck you. And so when they get to school, they are their parents. And now they are the bully of the school. Because they hear their parents mind fucking themselves out loud. And then they do it to each other. And now the child, all they hear is this all night. It's getting in their head. It's getting in their head. Now they're saying it in school. They're doing these things in school. Your mental health issues and trauma can bleed off into your children's bedroom. You don't know it because you think that you are whispering. But when you like, I don't give a fuck, Johnny. Shut the fuck up. You're an idiot. You think they can't hear that? What did you think you changed on that? Because you didn't say it loud? That was still kind of loud. The things that we're not teaching our children right now, it's starting to show. It's starting to show. We're seeing 12-year-olds being arrested for raping younger girls. Do you honestly believe that they have never witnessed that before, or something similar to that? Or maybe they thought they were acting it out the same way? Because y'all might think it's fine and dandy to be fucking next door to your children, and they hear y'all, stop, no, ah. So when they're out and they think they're doing the same thing that you did, well, the little girl is screaming the same things that they mom and dad did. They heard their mom saying, screaming, stop, no. And it seemed like she was in agony as well. Y'all, I'm sorry, but y'all have to blame yourselves and take responsibility of that. Because they don't know that when you're going, stop, yes, oh, no, oh, deep, they don't know nothing but what it sounds like to them. They're not hearing it like, ooh, and getting horny off of what their parents are doing next door to them. They're not. They're hearing their parents making a loud noise. And they've heard these type of screams before in scary movies. Not this time. It was right next door in their parents' room. Late at night. Hey, guys. Late at night, scary movies come on and they make these noises. But no, not this time. It's my parents. And my parents, they didn't have enough respect to not fuck next door. Okay, you did that. But now, your child, your 12-year-old child, went to school and raped a young girl. Do you know what that's doing to all of you guys' mental now? What it's doing to the world's mental, seeing every day when we get on, when the news comes on or when social media comes up, we see a 12-year-old or a 10-year-old being arrested for rape. Rape. Now, some people are empaths, and it affects them even more. Thank you for the gifts. Some people literally, we get emotional when we hear and read stuff like this. It literally physically messes with our mental. It's almost hard to not drop a tear when we see or hear of any of these type of situations. Social media has been the cause of a lot of our mental health issues, because some people have gotten even better with AI, and they have tricked a lot of you, not me. I'm well aware. And that trickery can get us in our heads. And as I said earlier, mind fucking yourself, ooh-wee, when I tell you that can be one of the worst things that you can experience. Because now you don't know if especially if you can't trust anybody, there's no one on this earth that you feel like you cannot trust. So, do you trust the voices in your head? Because it's yourself. I can trust me. You can trust you, right? What have you done to hurt you more so than somebody else? Have you hurt you so bad that you almost felt like you couldn't forgive yourself? No, because you're still living with yourself, right? Right? You are still living with yourself. So it's nothing that you've done too terrible that you haven't forgiven yourself about. Now, there are some people that haven't forgiven themselves. And their mind fucking is a little bit different than ours. It's even worse. Now, what's worse than mind fucking? Mind fucking nonstop. We have to, just like we spoke negative into our lives, like, oh man, I ain't shit, man, this shit is not gonna happen. We have to start speaking positive. And we also don't be afraid to hit the snooze button on something that is making your energy feel like, I don't even have no energy. Like, looking at this Facebook all the time, it's always something like a baby doing this, or a man getting away with rape, or some more white privilege, or seriously. Knowing as a brown person, you will be treated a certain way no matter what you do, that's depressing. It is. But as a brown person or a person of color, we have to keep pushing. We have to keep going because we have no choice anyway. We don't. Nobody's going to do it for us. Knowing that every day someone hates you just because of the color of your skin, or the way you talk. Because of the color of your skin, they think that you talk a certain way because this is your color. To know that it doesn't matter if you're a good person or a bad person, just because you're a brown person, someone can hate you. They can hate you so much that they can kill you. They can hate you so much that they will set you up. They will hate you so much that they will try to dim your light. They'll do everything they can to make you mind fuck yourself. If they know that it's bothering you, or if you said or did something that no, they're gonna play off that. We always want to say, protect your energy. We want to protect our energy. Protect your energy. Yes, we do want to protect our energy. But what happens when you are protecting your energy, but other energies their intent is to make sure that your energy is down, that you're low. Certain frequencies can keep your energy and your mental health exactly where it's supposed to be, exactly where they want it to be. You ever go to, some of you have never experienced this, but in a mental hospital, they don't have nice, bright colored walls. No, just like it feels in there, it's going to look just like that in there. Dull colors, dull beds, dull sheets. There are things put in place to keep your mental health in a fucked up way. Seriously. You have to recognize what is in your life meant to cause chaos. Because if you don't recognize that, then you won't recognize what is here to attack your mental health. Your mental health is so important. Your mental health is so important. You are important. Holding things in can fuck you up. Y'all have to stop holding things in, because when you hold things in, you become so angry that you can hurt somebody in one of the worst ways. You can punch somebody one time and kill them because you've held things in for so long that when it finally came out a little bit too strong. Y'all have to stop holding things in. Holding things in can break your mental health down piece by fucking piece. You can break yourself down. Not just the world. But the world is adding right on to it. Past trauma that fucks your mental health up. Bills. Fucking bills. Let me tell you, the one hood that can fuck your mental health up. I'm wrong. The two hoods. It's two hoods. Childhood and adulthood. Man. Dealing with betrayal can fuck your mental health up because you can literally trust somebody with your whole life and they literally betray you right in front of your face. The ultimate betrayal, and you like, wait a minute. And then you have to think back to all the things that you guys did together, the talks you've had, the this, the that. I don't know if you guys ever experienced that type of mind fucking. Dealing with any type of betrayal can put you in a deep depression. Your family betraying you, your best friend betraying you, an associate betraying you, a business partner betraying you. You know, once you get betrayed, sometimes like if it was a business partner and you got betrayed, now they ran off with all the money. Knowing that you owe people can fuck your mental health up. I don't know if you guys ever experienced that, but I have watched a friend of mine owe somebody a lot of money and they turned into a whole different person. They're locked up now. They was willing to kill, steal, and destroy. Wow. Oh, wow. Sending so much love to you, honey. For real. Because we don't really realize that, and a lot of times we'll be like, oh, my mental health is good. Ain't nothing wrong. Because we got a smile on our face, or we're able to hide what we're truly going through, or we think that, oh, well, you know, I'm not really going through this if I can't say it out loud, or whatever the reason is. A lot of things that we go through, when we don't know how to process it the right way, it can come out the wrong way. When we're dealing with mental health issues, nobody wants to be on medication. Let's just get that straight. Like, nobody wants to be like, hey, I'm on Haldol, I'm on this. No, ain't nobody trying to do all of that. I mean, y'all do like to take a wing. But nobody wants to deal with that. So feeling as if, and we already grew up like feeling and being taught that you can't talk about, you know, these type of things. And you wasn't really taught these type of things anyway. And then when you finally found out what you might be going through is, nah, you ain't. So then now you getting brushed off about what you're dealing with. So it makes it hard for you to talk about it with anybody because you're like, oh yeah, they gonna make it like what I'm going through ain't shit. But what you are going through is shit. Even if it's just a breakup, even if it's just bills, those are real issues that can fuck with your mental health. If you lose a pet that you've had and people think, oh, that's just a pet. No, that was your family. That was your family. And losing a family member can fuck you up too. Losing the person that you trusted the most, a mom, a dad, a sister, a brother, a lover, a best friend, a fur baby. Trauma is trauma, and it's real as fuck. Just because it's not the same, like it wouldn't affect you the same as it will affect me, doesn't mean it isn't real trauma and it isn't really messing with my mental health. Yes, people are cruel. Exactly. And oh my gosh, when I tell you, I've been out 10 years. February 12th made 10 years. Do you know it took me 6 years before I even felt like I was like actually finally like safe to feel like I could talk? And that was really actually whenever my real people got out of prison. It's hard. And like I said, what Honey's trauma, what might affect Honey and mess with her mental health might not affect you the same way. Guess why? Because you ain't ever did no time, so you would never understand what it does to your mental health doing so much time. No matter how much time I did, I was away from everything. And then now I'm thrown into society and have to learn how to do everything over again, but in a different way. Ugh. Nobody to sit there and be like, okay, well, this is how you do it. And then whenever you ask about it, it's, damn, you don't know that? We don't like to feel or look stupid. And guess what else? That can mess with your mental health too. That's why I say some things can mess with your mental health that won't mess with mine, or some things that mess with my mental health won't mess with yours. No, you are not tripping. No, you're not going crazy. It's completely normal. That's why I do Prison Jail Felon Talk every month, because this is a safe space to get the feelings out that you need to get out. And a lot of times when people have never done time, they don't understand that 90% of our stories are stories that we got in prison, unless we've been out some years. Other than that, most of our stories, if you're going to become our friend in 2-3 years of us being out, within those 3 years, baby, you going to hear prison stories almost every day. You fuck around and get a motherfucking spread. What? Yeah. So, no, honey, you are not tripping. You are completely fine, baby. That shit is real. I'm talking about, I couldn't even, like, I wanted my door closed when I first got out. I didn't want nobody coming in. Like, I didn't trust people or saying something out loud, because I was like, nah, my head ain't all right. Like, my head was everywhere. It was like, I want to do so much. I want to do this. I want to do that, but I don't know how to do what I want to do, if that makes sense. And that frustration of not knowing something or missing out because I was locked up fucks with my head sometimes. It fucks with my head. It fucks with me because I'm like, damn. Like, knowing that I'm getting older, and I'm sure that everybody that gets older goes through this, but knowing that I'm getting older and knowing that I miss so much being in prison, it fucks with my head, because I'm like, why? Like, it's so much that I want to do. It's so much that I want to see. It's so much more that I want to be. And the way the world is set up to knock me down every time I feel like I'm almost there. And that fucks with my mental health sometimes. And I'm just like, okay, like, thank God for a good support system. You know, my wife is amazing, you know, but when she's at work and I can't talk to her on the phone, sometimes I will mind fuck myself. That's why I say mind fucking is fucked up. Like, and who can tell you to shut up when you're in your own head and you're not even saying it out loud, let alone telling somebody that you're arguing with yourself right now in your head? It's silly to other people, but it's real life. And it sucks. So, you know, don't be afraid to speak on your mental health, even if it's to your journal. If you have that one person that you trust, even if it's only to just them, you know, document your journey. That might even help you. Mental health talk is every month on the couch, so don't worry if you missed something today. I will be on every month doing mental health talk. If you want to be a live guest for the next mental health talk, you are more than welcome. It's not just the subject, just about me. It's about all of us. And speaking your truth and telling your story can help somebody else, because somebody else might be going exactly what you're going through, but they don't know how to sift through what they're going through. And you might have already figured it out. So you speaking on it can help somebody else figure out how to sift through their mental health issues, their problems, and what they went through that's similar to what you went through. So, it's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I appreciate everybody for being on, and I will be live tomorrow on all these same platforms. We will not be on Facebook tomorrow, so if you do want to see Gang Tie June tomorrow, we will be live on Twitch, Instagram, Viko, TikTok, Spotify, Apple, and Pandora. So make sure that you tune in. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I love you guys so much. If you guys are a Thunder fan, yes, the Thunder is playing at 6:30. So remember, I told you guys that if I'm ever live a little early, it's because the Thunder's playing. Hence the shirt. So I love you guys so much. Do not be afraid to speak out. Do not be afraid to get help. Do not be afraid to start a podcast, because a podcast helped my mental health a whole lot. A whole lot. And this is the therapy that you never knew you needed. So you might come on the couch and get something that you didn't know that you needed today. But I'm glad you got it. I love you guys so much. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I will see you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time. Love you. Love you.